Y'all, have you ever noticed that some people make it seem as if it is a sin to get tired? Like at all, like physically tired, mentally tired, even spiritually tired. Let's talk about that. Give me a second. Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back. Your girl is tired today. I am physically, mentally, spiritually drained. I am just tired. I need a break. I need to reset. And guess what? There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm going to get straight into it today because I think it's necessary to discuss how we all need rest and how we should not feel bad or let people make us feel guilty for resting. Did Jesus not rest on the Sabbath? We all need rest. Jesus himself needed rest. And so while I was walking over here, I was trying to figure out what I was going to talk about today. And I'm like, I don't have anything to talk about. I'm just tired. And then I kept saying to myself, I'm just tired. I'm tired. And I'm like, that's what I need to talk about. Did Jesus get tired? And when he got tired, did he rest? And what did Jesus resting look like? And what happened as a result of Jesus taking a break and resting? So I just Googled it. I went to regular old Google and I asked Google, I'm like, Google, how many times in the Bible did Jesus rest? And various results came up, but I'm gonna just focus on examples of when Jesus took a rest. Okay, my first example comes from Matthew 14 and 13. It says, when Jesus heard what happened, he withdrew by boat privately to a solitary place. See, your girl loved the cruise. Obviously, Jesus did too. Not that he was on a cruise, but he needed to reset. He needed time to think. So he withdrew by boat, a private boat, meaning there was no one on it, to a solitary place, meaning there was no one there, so that he could be by himself, be it just to rest, whatever he needed. He withdrew from the crowd, from the many, from the multitude of people, and drifted off privately. So that's one example. This is actually kind of fun. Okay, my next example comes from Mark 1 and 35. Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. So he got up before the sun was even up, before anybody else could get up to bother him, and he ducked off so that he could find a nice, peaceful, quiet place to pray and have his one-on-one time with his Father. Y'all, sometimes I just need a break, a people break. Like, I just duck off and retreat, which is also why I love to take vacations. I love to go to like quiet, peaceful places. I love the calmness and the serenity of water. And you can often find me somewhere near, like, if I'm not on the ocean, I'm at a lake, I'm at a waterfall, I am somewhere by water, because it's just cleansing, it's purifying, and it gives me peace. Peace is important, and we should not feel guilty when we need to retreat to our little quiet place or our secret place to take care of ourselves, both mentally, spiritually, but also physically. So in Mark 6 and 31, it reads, then, because so many people were coming and going, they did not even have a chance to eat. He said to them, come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest. See, that was Jesus telling the disciples to come with him. to rest, but they needed to get away from the noise and all the people and all the commotion, because it is important that we reset. It's okay to want to just be alone sometimes and to just have some peace and quiet. Notice how peace is always associated with quiet. Have you ever heard some peace and noise? No, it's always peace and quiet, because sometimes we need to turn the world down because things can get loud. People can get loud. Drama can get loud. Just life in itself and the different challenges and adversities, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. Even good times can get too loud. Luke 5:16 says, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." So there you go right there. So if you're looking for me and you're calling me and my phone is on Do Not Disturb and I don't want to be bothered with you and I'm not answering my phone, and so you start blowing up my text messages and the emails and I don't answer those either, that's because, for one, I can do that because I pay all of those bills. Let's make that clear. But two, I need that sometimes. And so we have to try to not get into our feelings when people need space. And we have to learn to respect boundaries and spaces that people set aside for themselves. We cannot constantly be surrounded and constantly be consumed, because there will be nothing else left for us to give. We cannot pour out of an empty cup. We cannot minister from an empty vessel. We cannot evangelize from an empty heart. We need to be filled, and that often requires us to set ourselves apart, have long time with God, pray, and also rest. Rest. John 4:6 describes how Jesus felt when he was walking through Samaria to get to Judea from Galilee. It reads, "Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired as he was from his journey, sat by the well. It was about noon." So even Jesus got physically tired. And when Jesus got physically tired, he stopped. He sat by a well, right? The well isn't just a coincidence. What do you get from a well? Water. And what do we do with the water? We replenish. Water replenishes. So Jesus took a rest, a break by the well. And I'm assuming, he drank water. He probably rubbed his legs. I don't know what he really did. I don't want to speculate, but imagine you walking long distance. How do you think you'll feel the fatigue that comes over your body? But even the Son of God knew that he needed to sit down and be still and rest his body. We need that same rest, y'all. We need to stop and sit down somewhere sometimes. We need to stop and lay down somewhere sometimes. Our bodies need rest. Our minds need rest, and there's nothing wrong with rest. Y'all, Jesus took breaks. He got tired too. And when he got tired, he stopped. And when he had too much interaction, he retreated. And when Jesus wanted to be alone, he went to places that were hard to reach, like in the middle of the water on a boat, solo, or on a mountaintop, praying. So those were examples of Jesus himself resting. Here's an example of when Jesus said that you need rest. Exodus 34:21. It says, "You shall work 6 days, but on the 7th day you shall rest." Rest. Even during plowing times and harvest, you shall rest. God said that you don't have any business working yourself 7 days a week, constantly, non-stop. At some point, you got to stop. At some point, you got to push the brakes. At some point, you have to tell or ask someone to hold your mule so that you can get some rest. Matter of fact, the mule needs some rest too. Everyone needs to rejuvenate. Don't be afraid to retreat. This message is for me, but I have a feeling that some of you feel the same way that I do. It is in Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Do I really need to say anything else, y'all? It's okay to be tired. It's okay to need rest. You have to listen to your body. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to times when you need to just stop and pause. Sometimes you have to say no. We must learn to set healthy boundaries. You are no good for anyone if you are not your best self. Think about it. I think you would much rather have a well-rested me than a snappy me. I'm tired, I'm irritable, everything someone says just gets on my nerves, call me, and I'm looking, do you want that? I know you don't want that. And I don't want to give you that. But see, I know when I need to just stop everything and just say, no, I cannot. Sometimes I have to clear my calendar. Sometimes I even miss deadlines because it's like either make the deadline and not produce my best work, or reach out, ask for an extension, ask for grace, get the rest that I need, rejuvenate, and produce the work that I am known to produce. There are lots of reasons why we need rest. We need to take our bodies and our health, our overall health, serious. Lack of rest is also associated with heart attacks, strokes. Like, our bodies are our temples, but our bodies are also like machines. Like, we can't overwork and overexert ourselves and then still expect to work at the optimum level. Like, that's not realistic. Even your car, you have to service your car. You have to refuel your car. I mean, even if you have an electric car, you got to charge it up. So you don't use fuel, but you need electricity. You need power to charge it up. So it doesn't matter how much the car costs. It could be an entry-level car, or it could be top-tier luxury. If you do not maintain it correctly, if you do not give it all of the maintenance and attention that it requires, if you do not recharge it, be it electricity, solar power, or gasoline, you will not go anywhere. So start treating your bodies and yourselves as well as you treat those cars. That's a good one right there. That's for me. That was actually for me. I treat my car so good, but I be running myself down sometimes, y'all. And at least I know. And that's part of it. You have to be self-aware. And once you know, then you have to make the decisions. Like, what am I going to do? Like, knowing is half the battle. Isn't that like G.I. Joe or something? Y'all saw that? Never. Y'all saw that?